Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are incredibly close to having the entire de jure Scandinavia here, and that's fine. We've got a couple more locations to declare on here, and in fact we can go ahead and do so, and we should. At this point we're largely waiting on getting some piety going, and when can we actually go on a pilgrimage? Yeah, not for another 11 years. Okay. And we can raise a runestone, in fact, I believe before then? Yeah, we can raise a runestone before then. So that's probably going to be what gets us to our piety level, which I actually can't remember exactly how much we needed. We were going for... it's another day, so I don't actually remember exactly what we had chosen, but I believe we had chosen something along the lines of... wasn't hedonistic. Sacred Lies. That's what it was. Sacred Lies, and the other one was, of course, pacifism. So that's 3,200. So we need like 500 more piety. That's actually not that much. I like it. 491 is what we need. And of course, we'll make it be nice and magenta, because I like missing shaders. Fantastic. But we can't make that just yet, so in the meantime, we can challenge this guy to a trial by combat. Do we have anybody imprisoned right now that we can execute for some quick piety? That's something that we should check. It's likely that all of these are going to be an act of tyranny, but let's run through the list here real quick, see if we missed any. And eventually it might become worth doing the acts of tyranny. But it looks like right now, all of those are acts of tyranny. How much tyranny do we have? 25. So we want to wait for that to continue to drop down. We'll go ahead and declare on this guy, claiming his county. Excellent. And then we'll raise up our rally point here. We're going to raise our men-at-arms. We're going to raise our levy troops. How many are we going to need? Not many at all. Cool. This should honestly be enough. We're going to walk on in. And once our men-at-arms arrive, we're going to send them in as well. We return home reinvigorated. We've got 265 prestige now. That's good. So we're heading on over. This should not be challenging. In fact, this war is already won. So that's great. Murder holes and priest holes, huh? 75 prestige for 10 court grandeur, or 155 gold to gain 10 court grandeur. Enemy hostile scheme success chance actually sounds really good here. After all, I don't want to die. Wonderful. Okay, sounds good. We can hold court, and that's something that we might be interested in doing here in a moment, after we're done with this war. Yeah, we probably should. It'll get us some court grandeur anyway. We captured some combatants there, and how long is this siege going to take? 5 months. Okay, do we have a siege commander? I believe we didn't. Although, we do now. Fantastic. So, that means that we've got 4 months left here on this siege. No problem there. We are currently negative on our prestige, but let's go ahead and hold this court now. So, we'll bring our 3 petitioners forward. My vassal, Jarl Axel, laughs before stepping forward to voice his petition. My liege, I seek your aid in combating the issue of thieves stealing from Sleipzig and its people. He pauses to sigh. I cannot fix the problem with the resources I have. Ask for any aid you can spare. So we could give him gold. 50 gold for 20 opinion. That's actually not a terrible exchange rate there. And that's what we'll do. My guest, Guthmundur, approaches my throne with a smirk on his face and bows deeply. Greetings, your majesty. During my recent trip to the chiefdom of... Kantupoha is not that hard. Kantupoya? Kantupoya, probably. Something along those lines. I've learned some fascinating tidbits about several of Chieftain Valvila's subjects. I'd be happy to share these with you. For a price. This is an act of 20 tyranny. That's a lot of tyranny. We're just going to get rid of him, take the court grandeur. Jarl Kari approaches me with straighter posture than usual, and visibly eager about what he has to say. My liege, there's much to celebrate under your rule. Please, allow me to pay for the expenses of your next feast. And perhaps in return, you grant me a favor in the future? I can't accept that. I don't want to give this guy a hook. We've got plenty of gold. My business here is done. Fantastic. So let's finish up this siege. That will, of course, not be a problem. We can ransom some of these prisoners that we can't execute. But right now, I'm not interested in doing that. That said, we will have a couple new prisoners here. So, yeah, these are the new ones. So we can successfully execute this guy. And this guy. The rest of these, not so much. But that does net us 50 piety. So that's great. We are progressing towards religious icon here. And that's good. Now, of course she'll be there. If we look into, not our culture here, if we look into our lifestyle, we're going to go down clerical justifications here. That's really not going to help us very much for a while. Okay. Well, they're going to walk in here. And we'll just beat them. This is fine. And I did that just to check. Yeah, we get devotion for that, not piety. Okay. Just wanted to double check. So we'll enforce those demands and disband our troops. Of course, this needs to be handed out to a noble of the Norse culture. Cool. So now we could theoretically go after the High Chiefdom of Karelia. They are unfortunately split between two duchies. Yeah, this is not worthwhile. We're going to need to do county conquers. Ooh, a couple new prisoners. So with a couple of new prisoners, we're going to hop directly into this tab, of course. And we're going to check to see... Yes. 25 more piety there. And what about this guy? That's an act of tyranny. 10 opinion. For now, it's not worthwhile. Once our tyranny gets lower, it might be. Okay. So we want to get this truce cooldown. Oh, we are on cooldown right now. I was going to say we want to get that going, but it is already going. So we're going to need to declare on this guy for this county. And so we shall. We'll raise up our men-at-arms and our levy troops. How many troops is he going to have? He's got like 1,000. No problem. This is, of course, plenty. We're going to take the prestige, thanks. And I want to send these guys up over here to see about catching this force. That is vitally important for us. So, up we go. And this will, of course, be no problem. We'll stack wipe this force, and he's currently... Who is this guy? Oh, okay. He's defending against this guy. We're going to need to come take this back as soon as we can. So that didn't net us all... Well, it did net us our max war score for battles, actually. But it didn't get a stack wipe. That's okay. We don't necessarily mind that. We need to come down here because we need to stop his ticking war score here. He is 53. He is callous, ambitious, and vengeful. We're going to praise his soaring ambition. Cool. And we should put a siege commander in charge here. Do we have one? We do not. Well, not currently. We're going to put this guy in. Fantastic. So only 25 days until this siege is over. Will this end the war? I don't know that for a fact. It may or may not. So that's definitely something to think about. It did. It did end the war. Perfect. So we can enforce those demands. And, of course, we're now involved in this war. We're just going to wander on over, and we will grant this to a noble of the Norse culture. So we took over this. We now have 30% war score and ticking on our side. How many troops does this guy have? He has 1,000. Okay. Well, we're just going to walk over here, siege his capital. No big deal. Fantastic. He's heading up north. Okay. I don't think that's particularly useful for him. We are, of course, going to need to go after this county as well. He's going back into his capital. Yeah, that's what I thought. Going back into his capital would have been a bad idea. So into his capital we go. We're definitely going to need some prestige at some point. But now is not that point. Okay, 25-35. That's not too bad. Did he hire mercs? Yes. Yes, he did. This is a merc force. Sounds good. So we've got 2 months left on this siege. I do expect that the war will be won by this siege, which is why we're not going after this force. I don't think there's a point. It'll be completely fine. And let's hop down to our territory over here. I just want to double check. I don't think there's any constructions that we can do here. Actually, there are. We would need prestige for it. There's that siege won. So there's that battle over. And we will go ahead and... Oh, we don't grant that out. Right, of course, because we were defending it. Yeah, that makes sense. So these guys we go after next, for obvious reasons. A kingdom invasion would be hilariously inefficient here. We're going to do a county conquer, thank you very much. This is the only thing we can actually go after. And we're going to raise our men-at-arms. And some levy troops. Not too bad. This will be plenty, and we'll put in our siege leader. That's not our siege leader. We're going to put in our siege leader here. And over he goes. The rest of these will follow along as soon as they arrive. Another chieftain joins the war. They've got 4,000 troops. I don't think that's a problem, though. I really, really don't. Okay, so they're heading over this way. We're going to group up. 100 piety, huh? Okay. Gluttonous, deceitful, and cynical. Okay. She was pleased, so we gained 100 piety. Perfect. We're very close to our reformation now. So that's wonderful. We're going to split off, of course, our onagers and this unit of levies. The rest of our troops are going to head down, and I actually want to raise up a few additional reinforcements. Okay. This is enough. I would love to see if we could catch these guys, but we can't, so we're just going to park here for the time being. Our court grandeur level decreased. That's not surprising. They're heading southward. For the moment, we're okay with that. I don't really want to push forward because I don't want to take attrition, so we will chill for now. Oh, they're going to walk over this way? If that's the case, that's completely fine. We'll get ticking war score, and then we'll head over here. Did we lose our siege commander? No, he just wasn't put in there. Okay, fair enough. So they're now thinking about embarking. Now they're not. Now they're running away. Are they going to try to cut off our siege force? That's the question. The answer is yes, I believe so. So we're going to head over this way. We got additional taxes. That's nice, I guess. And we definitely want to go for clerical justifications. There we go. Okay. So we're going to head over this way. Oh, we're actually going to catch them here? I didn't expect that, but that's absolutely great. We're very happy about that. That is beautiful. So we're going to turn back around over here. Now that that's no longer a concern. There we go. And we're going to head on over to get some sieging done. Beautiful. So we're at 52% war score. We do have ticking at this point. And this is worth 26 on its own. Wow. That's a lot. Okay. Well, over we head. And we'll be arriving there shortly. They're continuing to flee back to their capital. That's fine. We're actually going to catch them, or some of them here. Wonderful. That will be a stack wipe, of course. And the rest of these, we'd like to send down over here. But we're not going to, I don't think. Well, no, we will. We'll just park in their capital. And if we can catch them, that's amazing. But if we can't, I'm not surprised. So we need a new spy master, and it'll be this gentleman. He doesn't like us very much, but I'm sure he's fine. Okay. 3 months over here. And are they planning on embarking and then landing here? Or are they going up here? They don't have siege weapons. Yeah, they're going up here for the war goal. Sounds good. 5 months on that. Okay. So we've got 25 days here. 4 months on their capital. I think we don't even chase them. Three months and 4 months. We're ahead on the siege curve without our siege weapons being here. So once our siege weapons arrive, we're going to be moving much more quickly here. Perfect. Religious understanding, huh? We'll make it easier to convert. So yeah, we're absolutely going to beat them on this siege race. No problem whatsoever. So that will be the end of this war. Perfect. We'll enforce those demands and disband our troops. So our prestige is definitely a concern. We'll grant this off over here. Now we're very close to done with our offensive wars. All we need now is Karelia. We're still truced with them, so we can't go after them for the moment. But that is literally the only thing that we need. One county from Karelia. Excellent. Yeah, that's all we need. So that's fantastic. After that, of course, we will transition over to peaceful. When is that truce with Karelia going to be up? 8 months. Okay, that's not bad. We'll just prep for that by moving, say, here. Potentially here or here. I think here, actually. That'll be better. We're positive on our prestige again. We will have enough by the time that's ready to go. The Stenbock Regalia has low durability. Are we using that? Yes, we are. So we should go ahead and repair that. That's 150 gold, but that's okay. We can afford it. Ransoms. Ah, yes. So we're going to hop into our prisoners here. And now we have enough. We can reform this, but I'm going to wait until after we're done here. That will be quite important. And I'd also like to get some more work done over here, so we need to focus a little bit internally, and we're going to be switching to pacifism very soon here. So that is absolutely fine to focus internally. We do need a spy master, again, and we'll put this guy in. That's fine. Very soon now, on that truce with Karelia. 4 more months. 13 July. Sounds good. So it's 982 right now. We've got plenty of piety to get our religious transformation done. After that, of course, we're going to want to reform our culture here. We're going to want to swap off of Bellicose. We're probably, well, maybe we keep Coastal Warriors. Performative Honor is probably fine. So is Northern Stories. Farmlands and floodplains, huh? Well, we would probably want the Taiga one, which was, that's Wetlanders, mountain homes is only mountains. Hill dwellers, forest folk. Yeah, forest folk is what we'd want. So that's something that we definitely want to put in. No doubt about that. The prestige is more important to us right now. So we'll take the prestige. It is currently July, which means that we can go ahead and do our final county conquer here. This is the last one that is de jure our territory. So we're going to raise our men-at-arms, and we're going to raise a few levy troops. How many of each are we going to raise? Not that many. This is more than enough. In we go. And a king joined the war. Who is this? Oh, okay. We just beat him, so no big deal there. And in we go. There's our men-at-arms. And we're just going to absolutely crush this force. We could become an herbalist and gain some learning lifestyle experience. That's great. We'll go ahead and do that. We are, after all, still working on our learning. Now, if we become theologian, does it become cheaper to reform? No. Okay, just checking. How are those mocks coming anyway? Those are going to be done in 22 years, and then ledger in 12. Okay, we got a valuable hostage there, the heir. That's great. We'll get those guys grouped together. We've got 4 months on this siege. Perfect. Their allies are on the way in. But what are they going to do? Nothing. That's what they're going to do. There's nothing they can do about this. Okay, that's a hostile force. I was like, 4,200. That isn't the amount I was expecting, but that's because of this hostile force here. No big deal there. They are not a problem. In fact, we may want to go fight them after this siege. The hostile force, specifically for the prestige. I think that's not a terrible idea. We don't have a siege commander here, and we'll go ahead and put Ragnar in. Cool. So, 14 days. And down we go. We are not... Okay, cradled by sickness, sure. We're not going to put an end to this war just yet, because I want to defeat this hostile force first. I don't believe that they'll be able to get that sieged before we get this done. No, they won't. So that's absolutely fine. Wonderful. Ivar died. That's not surprising. He was, after all, cradled by sickness. And we'll just get some prestige out of that. How much prestige did we farm up? Quite a bit, actually. 250 prestige and 125 piety. I like it. So now we'll put an end to this war, disband our troops, and we will, of course, hand out chem. Perfect. Okay, so this costs 200 prestige. And we would gain piety for it. We don't really need the piety. We are done with our offensive wars at this point. So, we're going to head in here. Not here. We're going to head in here, and we're going to reform this faith. Sacred lies, pacifism, patron gods. We're swapping to magenta. We're leaving our doctrines all the same. These are all fine. I don't have a problem with any of that. The sins and virtues are basically all going to remain the same as well. All we're doing is swapping to pacifism and sacred lies. So this will make us better at intrigue and peace, which is what we want. So we'll go ahead and reform that faith. Boom. We are now pacifist. However, huge amounts of the realm have not yet converted. So, that's definitely something to be concerned about. We should hop into our prisoner tab here. And we will begin releasing people as long as they convert. At long last, I've managed to gather every important Gothi in the world together so that they can discuss our beliefs and establish an official doctrine to guide our faith into the future. These Asatru, I'm butchering this so badly. These Asatru Gothar have condemned violence and bloodshed, saying that war only leads to suffering and hatred, and are asking all adherents to put old disputes aside and come together for the sake of the new faith. The burgeoning movement has decided not to instate a religious head, instead preferring to let each Gothi determine what teachings are appropriate for their own temple. Okay, sounds good. So that's wonderful. And we, of course, are going to continue getting everybody converted over. Everybody converts. You convert, or you don't get out of prison. That's how this works. Fantastic. So all of these people will convert on over. And that's wonderful. Yeah, we've even got some powerful people here. But yeah, the entire plan here is we be converting for a bit. He would not accept this. That's fine. Basically, everyone else is willing to convert in exchange for being let out of prison. Perfect. So that is wonderful. Now, we are able soon to adopt feudal ways. We need the development in our capital to be greater or equal to 5, and we need absolute crown authority. So for that, we need a bunch of prestige, which we'll mostly be saving up for. And our development in our capital has to be level 5. It's currently 4, and it is not increasing at all. So we're going to work on increasing development in our capital. And how much is that going to be coming up by? 2.5 per month. I like it. Okay, so once that gets up to 5, we should also be at absolute crown authority. The fine crown of Scandinavia, are we wearing that? Yes, we are. Repair it. Done. We do have a couple of trinkets that I would like to equip, or a couple of trinket slots, rather, that I'd like to fill. That's not currently an option, and we do need to host a modest feast, because we definitely need prestige. Welcome, friends! And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we will begin our pacifist ways. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time. I have done a great job, haven't I? I have. It's true.